This is a guest essay written by Ehud Nior, a writer from Israel.
The sheep, or the lowly useful idiots, are easy to understand. It is now fashionable and acceptable to spew Jew hatred, and the more one spews, the higher one's sheep ranking. And the more one doubles down and spews more, the more one locks himself into the mind frenzy of mass self-indoctrination. Though I have seen these activists on campus described as losers who cannot get themselves invited to parties, I am not convinced. A 19-year-old activist who is all in, who wraps himself in a keffiyeh and wraps his mind in a virtual keffiyeh. And when asked, embarrassingly cannot give the correct answer to which sea and which river he is talking about when he screams, "From the river to the sea." This activist, besides being ignorant in general, is doing nothing new. His keffiyeh is in lieu of peacock feathers, and his strut is a mating strut. A young person cannot be blamed for such behavior on the most basic level, but he damn well can be blamed when he willfully or blindly adorns his behavior with the boring, hackneyed, but deadly costume of moral virtue signaling. The Jews have no right to Palestine, they cry. What river was that? What sea? Wait a minute, let me think. ... Free Palestine. This activist, with just a whisper of content between his ears, is always surprised when the police show up to clear the tent cities on the mall. Finals, graduation, they didn't talk about that in the organizing meetings. What will he tell his folks? Suspension? Omar is not answering. Why not? Oh, right, he must have been detained too. But no, there is Omar still prancing in the background on the evening news. His job is not to be arrested. His job is to lead the sheep to the slaughter. The organizers on the level of Omar are just a higher level of sheep, presumably well paid. On this level, there is contact with the local management, the field representatives of the Muslim Brotherhood, or, sadly to say, of some off-the-charts progressive group. This common cause between mutually exclusive worldviews is the miracle in this mixture. They are marching under the same flag, but it is a magic flag. These eyes see rainbow colors, but those eyes see black-on-white jihadist tones. It is a masterwork of deception and puts the KGB's invention of Palestine to shame. The magicians responsible for that magic flag are Uber-Antisemites. These individuals or committees are not public figures as a rule, or if and when they appear in public, their role as Jew haters is always deflected. They have perfected the science of hating Jews, and more importantly, of acting against Jews wherever the Jews are found. They wave a different, no less sinister magic flag. These eyes see a flag of traditional antisemitism. Those eyes see a flag of anti-Zionism. One who waves this flag becomes untouchable. The most despicable crimes committed against Jews magically become at best deniable, and at worst, justifiable. The Jew cannot win this game. The rules of the game are magic rules, always changing to the detriment of the Jew. It is a game of magic mirrors, of magic echoes. Truth becomes falsehood, falsehood becomes truth, good becomes evil, evil becomes good. Forced by supposed friends to entertain and consider the alternative view of this evil flag, the Jews of the diaspora in Israel seemingly have no choice but to listen, and in their temporary traumatized madness have been doing so. Israeli Jews have awakened first, because their danger is imminent. Still, the diplomats landing at Israel's Ben Gurion airport every Monday and Thursday have an audience. There are still those in positions of power in Israel who listen to such friends. But that number is dwindling as truth slowly but persistently breaks through the illusion. The truth has but one simple message: crush evil. The Israeli response, though slow in coming, is effective. It began with a well-placed shot at the headlamp of magical hatred, a quick shake of the head to clear out the webs of deception, and an order for the tanks to advance. The Uber-Antisemites become Unter-Antisemites as soon as they themselves are exposed to light. They retreat to their tunnels and darkness. The Jews of the diaspora do not have tanks. They have eyes and a brain and a mouth. There are no better talkers on the face of the earth than the educated Jews of the diaspora. There have never been better talkers, unless maybe in ancient Greece. They normally prevail in arguments they initiate, or that are forced upon them. On the power of their rhetoric, they win promotions and trial cases and succeed in business and medicine, as well as in the arts. This all happened once before, about 90 years ago in Germany and Austria. Has anyone noticed? No one is saying that it can't happen here anymore. A Jew of the diaspora can, and at first may believe that he must, see the anti-Zionist flag. There are some Jews who salute it, thinking that the magic reflection of that flag does not pertain to them. They may even don the magic keffiyeh, thinking that it will protect them. This Jew shouts, "Not in my name," and expects to be accepted, or at least tolerated. The body language and smirks of the crowd tell him otherwise. He is welcome to stand and shout, but he will not be invited to the after-party. What remains? For Israel, war, for the foreseeable future. For the diaspora, only the Jews living there can decide. I would venture that, at this stage, unless the tide of anti-Semitism can be reversed, nothing good awaits the Jews of the diaspora. The Uber-Antisemite is flexing his muscles. He is testing the limits of his reach and finds that those limits are far and beyond what could have been expected. He can almost taste the taste of final victory. Will anyone stand in the way of a continued beatdown of the Jews?